Most cat owners think they figured it out. No outdoor dangers, a full food bowl, a warm spot to sleep. What else could go wrong? Today, we expose 10 hidden household hazards that quietly damage your cat's health, trust, and lifespan. One of them is slowly destroying their kidneys right now. Another explains why they flinch every time you reach for them. 10. Cats don't respect windows. They chase movement. A bird on a ledge pulls a cat forward faster than any calculation about altitude can intervene. Indoor cats raised without exposure to real heights develop no intuitive fear of an open fifth floor window. High-rise syndrome is not a myth. It kills thousands of cats every year. Compound skull fractures, shattered pelvis, and ruptured diaphragms fill emergency vet reports every spring when windows open and screens don't follow. Here's the counterintuitive part. Cats falling 4 to 6 stories sometimes fare worse than those falling 12 because the body doesn't fully relax before impact. A secured steel mesh screen costs almost nothing. Reconstructive surgery, if the cat survives, costs thousands. Install the screen before warm weather arrives. 9. Lilies look like furniture. They sit quietly in a vase and do nothing. That is exactly the problem. Every part of a true lily, stem, leaf, petal, pollen, even the water in the vase, targets feline kidneys with surgical precision. One lick of pollen brushed from a paw is enough. Acute renal failure develops within 72 hours. The first signs are deceptively mild, a brief vomit, then apparent recovery. Owners relax. The cat seems fine. What's actually happening is that the kidneys are dying while the surface symptoms fade. By the time the cat crashes again, the window for intervention has closed. Don't wait for symptoms if you suspect exposure. There is no safe lily concentration. Remove every lily from the home permanently. 8. Wild cats drink almost no water. They don't need to. Prey tissue is 70% moisture. Dry kibble contains less than 10. Your domestic cat inherited that same low thirst biology from ancestors who never drank from bowls, and now it is quietly destroying their kidneys every single day. Chronic dehydration concentrates urine to dangerous levels, accelerating crystal formation and placing kidneys under constant strain year after year. Male cats face an immediate additional risk, urethral blockage. Without emergency intervention within hours, the bladder ruptures and the animal dies. Wet food is not a luxury. It is hydration in the one form the feline body was built to absorb. At a fountain, the damage from skipping both accumulates silently for years. Kidney failure doesn't announce itself. It arrives. 7. Your cat's nose is not your nose. What registers as a mild herbal scent to you is a concentrated biological compound your cat breathes for hours in an enclosed space with no exit. The feline liver lacks the enzyme pathway needed to process phenols and terpenes. These don't metabolize and leave, they accumulate in tissue. Eucalyptus, lavender, tea tree, clove, peppermint, and citrus oils all carry compounds that build up over months. Symptoms arrive slowly: lethargy, reduced appetite, occasional tremor. Owners notice but rarely connect it to the diffuser running in the corner. By the time the pattern becomes obvious, the damage has been compounding for a long time. Never run a diffuser in a sealed room with a cat present. Switch to verified pet-safe alternatives and ventilate aggressively. 6. A cat that cannot climb is not relaxed, it's defeated. Height is survival in feline biology. Elevated positions let cats monitor territory, avoid threats, and regulate stress by choosing when to be visible and when to disappear. Strip that away inside a flat apartment, and the biology doesn't adapt. It malfunctions. Chronic floor-level confinement raises stress hormones, suppresses immunity, and produces compulsive behaviors. Overgrooming, unprovoked aggression, refusing to eat. Without vertical movement, muscle mass declines, joints degrade faster, and obesity accelerates because nothing in the environment demands the cat move. The cat gets labeled as difficult. What it actually is frustrated at a level it cannot articulate. Wall-mounted shelves and tall climbing towers are not optional. They are the structural minimum for keeping a cat functional. 5. Cats are not solitary. They are selectively social. There's a critical difference. 12 hours alone in a silent, unchanged apartment is not rest. It is sensory deprivation. Without new stimuli, without movement, without anything that demands a response, the brain begins to disengage. Apathy follows. The cat stops greeting you, ignores toys, sleeps more, but seems less rested. What looks like mature calm is often the blunted behavior of an animal that has stopped expecting anything to happen. Immune function drops, weight climbs, destructive habits emerge. A second cat resolves this entirely. If that's not possible, puzzle feeders with varied hiding spots, a window perch with outdoor movement visible, and 30 minutes of real active play every day. Without that, the animal you come home to isn't resting, it's fading. 4. A cat's tongue is a harvesting tool. The backward-facing barbs are designed to strip flesh from bone, and their geometry makes spitting anything out mechanically impossible. If thread catches the tongue, swallowing is the only option the body leaves available. What follows is not a digestion problem. The thread anchors in the stomach while peristalsis continues pulling the intestine forward around it, bunching the gut like fabric on a taut cord. Intestinal necrosis follows within hours. The symptom is simple lethargy, which is why owners wait and why that delay becomes fatal. Thread, rubber bands, festive tinsel, and plastic bags are the most common culprits. Locking them away takes 10 seconds. Emergency bowel resection, if performed in time, takes hours and costs more than most owners have considered. 3. Scratching is not an impulse, it is physiology. The behavior strips dead keratin from the claw, stretches the musculature from shoulder to toe, and deposits pheromones from glands in the paw. The cat cannot stop needing this. Without an appropriate surface, it finds one, and it will be your couch. Punishing the behavior trains exactly one thing. The cat scratches when you're not watching. Suppressing a biological drive creates continuous anxiety. Some owners pursue declawing. This is not nail care, it is the amputation of the last bone in each toe. It permanently alters gait, causes lasting joint pain, and strips the cat's only real defense. Many countries classify it as cruelty. The fix is a tall, stable post placed where the cat already scratches. That's it. That was always it. 2. Cats don't show weakness. This is not a personality trait. It is a survival reflex so deeply embedded that even domestic cats retain it with no wild threats near them. By the time illness appears in behavior, it has typically been present for weeks. The signal you actually see, the skip meal, the extra hour of hiding, the bare grooming patch, is not an early warning. It is already late. Environmental changes humans register as invisible, like rearranged furniture or schedule shift, trigger sustained stress responses that surface weeks later as cystitis, immune collapse, or behavioral breakdown. Annual vet exams leave enormous gaps. Watch the small signals before they become the only signals. Your cat cannot say it hurts. This silence is the only vocabulary available. 1. A neglected litter box is not a minor inconvenience. It is a health emergency building in slow motion. Cats possess olfactory sensitivity that makes a dirty box intolerable long before a human would notice the smell. Rather than use it, they eliminate elsewhere or hold urine for dangerous stretches. Concentrated urine accelerates crystal and stone formation. Male cats face immediate danger. A blocked urethra means death within 24 hours, even in a cat that appears nearly normal. Chronic box avoidance also signals severe environmental stress, which quietly collapses immune function and digestive stability over time. The rule is not complicated. Scoop daily. Replace and scrub the box weekly. Provide 1 box per cat plus 1 extra. The cleaner the box, the safer the cat. That's the entire equation.